Dancing away at the 35. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Check 53 is mine. Hey, watch 22. Check cover. 22. Check cover.
Gurley again here on first down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point try good by Gano, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Carr. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Yannick Ngakoue able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Defense wins championship, baby. Like 56, buying 56. I hope you brought your list because I'm about to take it.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He'll find his running back. It's Jalen Richard. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A first down and then some. 36 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That really sets him back, a loss of 6. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 16, Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. picked off at about the 31. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. On first down, it's Gurley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. 18 data.
Now it's Gurley. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Check 13. Check 13. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check 31. Hey.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And I think the ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
We're good.
To throw his Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check 24. Check right down.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
You're mine. Mike 56, Mike 56.
Now a give, right side. It's Logan. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Check 56. Go, go, go. 56 to Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
2nd 34. Hey, 2. 50.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. A short one here secured by the tight end Waller. And he coughed it up. And the Jags grab it. They find some open field here. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Now!
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now this one complete to Robert Foster. And Foster loses the football. It's out. And the Jags grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
We're going to shut you down.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10.
You must be getting tired of seeing this.
On 1st down, Logan. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Express! 56 to Mike, boy. Hey, orbit! 56. It's out of time. It's out of time, guys. It's out of time. 56 to Mike. 56.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. He'll find his running back here, Richard. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Carr now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Echo. It's 50, Mike, 50. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
From the gun, it's Carr. And that's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr gives to Richard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Me and you all day. All day. Hey, Raider 2. I'm coming after you. 56 to Mike. Hey, Charlie. 56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Hey, we got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep it.
Shotgun now for Carr. Johnson's got it complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Carr now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Check pass, check pass. 56 to Mike.
This is Richard. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Mike, 56 right there, 56.
On 2nd down now, Richard. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Carr now on 1st down. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
29. Hey, Foxtrot. 50, Mike, 50. Let's go, one more. Ain't no looking back.
Now Carr. That is caught at the 7-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Let's go, baby.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
56 is Mike. Smooth. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Hey, come on now. Come on. Raider 1. 56. Mike's 56. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Mike, hey, Team 6. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Operating from the gun, Carr. And a big loss here as he's taken down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Quinnen Williams breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
they need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now back to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's go. Cry all the way back home. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Blue down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me. Here we go. 50. Mike 50. Hey.
They're going to look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. On play action, they'll throw. And he connects with Ertz. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Gurley. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. From the left hash, this from 37. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Demetrius Harris there to make the grab. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. But look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On second down, Richard. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Carr. A short one here secured by the tight end Waller. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Throwing on first down is Carr. Got his man. It's Williams. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll run on first down. Richard. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Carr, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing now is Carr, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
You're mine. Bravo.
The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. To throw, it's Carr. And Foster loses the football. It's out. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
That's good for a Jacksonville first and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Here's Gurley. The tackle made by Nicholas Morrow.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go. Mike 50. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
And he'll give it here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we go, here we go.
Back to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. Now Carr. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
18 on the play. First down, Raiders.
Carr now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
7:34. Hey, high 7. Mark 30. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 38 to Mike.
From the gun, Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a give, right side. It's Logan. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. The end result, 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Hey, let's get there.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 38. Gano's kick is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we